2. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Test, test. We'd like to welcome, test, 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 test.
Our next event is event Skyline, Forrest Ennis, Isaac Miner, Edison Yang, Aiden Sarita. In lane 2, we have Richard Heckman, Nikki Skames, Colson
Testing.
Watson, Emmanuel. Alex Turney, Aiden Campbell, Owen Hartman. In lane 7, Olympus, Evan Van Brotham, Jack Saber, Luke Garstang, and Brandon Barnes.
We'd like to welcome everyone out. We are live here at Olympus High School. Sorry, we had some volume issues there. I think we've got that sorted out. We've got the audio rolling here for the meet. We have swimming today, Skyline against Olympus. We'd like to welcome all of you who are on the stream. Thanks for those who chatted on that. If you can give us a shout out on that chat that you can hear us and that the levels are good for both ambient sound in terms of the meet as well as the announcer. We've got another camera that we're getting set up here as well. We've got a broad shot. Thanks for your patience as we've had a quick start here for the meet. Currently in the water right now, we have the men's 200-yard medley relay. Skyline in lane 1, Anis, Miner, Yang, Zutira. Lane 2, Skyline, Heckman, Shames, Addison, Lunas, Olivas. Lane 3, Skyline, Brace, Bishop, Wardle, Brooks. And in lane 4 from Skyline, Skedros, Meekum, Springmeyer, and Williams. Lane 5 for Olympus, lane 6 for Olympus, Connor, Turney, Campbell, Hartman. Lane 7 from Olympus, Van Brockland, Saber, Garsting, and Barnes. We're turning the volume up a little bit more, making sure we have that. Thanks, Mick, for making that comment. Please check us there and see if that's a little bit better. We're on the freestyle leg here. Looks like we've got Olympus in lanes 4, 5, and 6 coming through here as we finish this race. Olympus will go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 with Skyline in 4th place with a 1:43.45. We have a winning time in lane of 142.86. In lane 2, 143.12. In lane 3, 143.32. Up next, we have event number 3, the women's 200-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Susanna Hale. Lane 2, Sage Jonart. Lane 3, Katie Baracco. Lane 4, Becca Brigard. Lane 5, Campbell Keller. Lane 6, Alyssa Cotter. Lane 7, Colleen McWilliams. And in lane 8, Taylor Hooten. Women's 200 freestyle is underway. We have out in the lead in lane number 7, that's Colleen McWilliams. McWilliams pulling forward. Looks like the 4 Olympus swimmers are in the race here in front of the 4 Skyline swimmers. As per Utah High School Athletic Association guidelines, the Olympus team will stay in lanes 5, 6, 7, and 8 throughout the meet, and Skyline will stay in lanes 1, 2, 3, and 4. That way we can create some social distancing. There are no spectators in the building. We only have the athletes and officials necessary to run the meet. All the athletes that are not swimming and officials are masked up. Athletes are masked up. In lane 7, that's McWilliams swimming away. She's got approximately, maybe let's call it a half a length of a lead there over her nearest competitors from her team in lanes 5, 6, 7, and 8. Up next, we have event number 4, the men's 200-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Miguel Fragoso. Lane 2, Tom Diaz. Lane 3, Alex Stewart. Lane 4, Jake Diaz. Lane 5, Ethan Astle. Lane 6, Matt Quackenbush. Lane 7, Jackson Gilbert. And in lane 8, Quinn Snow. All right, here we are off here for event number 4, the men's 200-yard freestyle. Right now we've got in lane 5, Ethan Astle with the lead, being trailed there by Skyline, Mr. Jake Diaz. Jake hanging on to his suit there, not really, but like hanging right there, just pacing, getting closer there, surfing that wake. After Jake, we have Alex Stewart, from a freshman from Skyline, And then in fourth place, dueling with Alex there, is Mr. Matt Quackenbush. Jake and Ethan staying consistent. Alex and Matt staring down each other across the pool lane. Coming in here on the intermediate 50. On the finish here, we have in first place Ethan Assel at 150.16. Jake's going to go second at 152.40. In third place, our swimmer from Alex Stewart from Skyline going 153.37. And in fourth place, Matt Quackenbush, 153.86. Up next, we have the women's 200-yard IM. We have one heat in lane 1, Caitlin Tang. Lane 2, Grace Christensen. Lane 3, Allison Sweeney. Lane 4, Emily Harvey. Lane 5, Marianne Tisch. Lane 6, Isabel Peterson. Lane 7, Kaya Lawson. And in lane 8, Kara Iverson. Excuse me for just a moment. I'm going to run and try to get our other camera up and moving here so we have more than just the sideline cam. Excuse the lack of commentary here for this 200-yard IM. These athletes are all wonderful. But let's get this other camera up. 1 second. Put this earbud on.
Next event is event number 6, the men 200-yard individual medley. This is heat 1 of 1. In lane 1, we have Jacob Bishop. Lane 2, Edison Yang. Lane 3.
Up next, we have the men's 200-yard IM. In lane 1, Jacob Bishop. Lane 2, Edison Yang. Lane 3, Nikki Skames. Lane 4, Lucas Kill. Lane 5, Ian Connor. Lane 6, Logan Ashton. Lane 7, Tim Snow. And in lane 8, Jack Saber. What a great finish there in lane number 4 from Lucas Keel, going 2:02.50. Good, right over the top there in lane number 5, Ian Connor going 2:02.60. Up next, we have the women's 50-yard freestyle. We have 5 heats of the women's 50-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Sydney Sundberg. Lane 2, Annika Damsted. Lane 3, Ellen Ruiz. Lane 4, Sophia Christensen. Lane 5, Maddie Tolley. Lane 6, Adele Hurley. And in lane 8, Jenica Hobby.
Kaya Merrill. Lane 3, Addie Cole. Lane 4, Shira Nikolov. Lane 5, Megan Stringer. Lane 6, Naomi Thompson. Lane 7, Taylor Hood. Lane 8, Maria Matsumura. The eye in the sky is up and rolling. Thank you for your patience. My heart rate's going about 140 beats per minute running up and down the stairs. We are into the 3rd heat here of the women's 50-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Mia von Lumen. Lane 2, Tisa Pakastu. Hopefully I'll get better at that. Lane 3, Angie Fragoso. Lane 4, Izzy Wood. Lane 5, Kenna McDonald. Lane 6, Isabel Peterson. Lane 7, Annie Jenkins. And in lane 8, Ellie Robinson. This is lane 3, Angie from Skyline coming in hot here. She's going to win this heat in a time of 28:62, followed in second place there in lane 4 with a time of 29:75. Lane 5 gets third place with a time of 29.85. Up next, heat number 4. In heat number 4, lane 1, Lauren Groh. Lane 2, Lily Thompson. Lane 3, Abby Tang. Lane 4, Lainey Shawn. Lane 5, Elizabeth Etherington. Lane 6, Desiree Kitt. Lane 7, Kara Iverson. And in lane 8, Kara Loeb. And they're off. Heat number 4, pretty even off the wall.
Skyline swimmers in the middle of the pool have the advantage. Olympus gaining here in lane number 5. That's Elizabeth Etherington, but it's going to be in lane number 3, first place 28:16. That's a best time there for Abby Tang. Following up after that in lane 4 in second place 28:72. Great swim there. Up next we have heat number 5, the 5th and final heat of the women's 50-yard freestyle. Lane 1, Claire Keller. Lane 2, Lucy Johnson. Lane 3, Amanda Lucas. Lane 4, Rachel Dalton. Lane 5, Colleen McWilliams. Lane 6, Taylor Etherington. Lane 7, Daria Wozniak. Lane 8, Eliza Arviseth. This is the fastest heat of the day. We should see some fireworks here. And they are off. First up and high in the water in lane number 7, Daria Wozniak. She's entered with a time of 26:44. They're going to hit the wall together there in the middle. Rachel Dalton, Colleen McWilliams. Dalton with a head lead. McWilliams finishing here. Big kick on both of those athletes. McWilliams is going to swim away here from Dalton in the middle of the pool with a time of 25:46. Rachel follows closely there in second with a time of 25:72. Best time there for Colleen for the season. It looks like Rachel also drops 1/10 of a second. Congratulations to both of those swimmers. Up next, we have the men's 50-yard freestyle. We have 6 heats. We have 6 heats of the men's 50-yard freestyle. Here in heat number 1, lane 2, Jack Halbersleben. Lane 3, Daniel Meekum. Lane 4, Aiden Zurita. Lane 5, Howie Schroeffler. Lane 6, Caleb Randall. All of these athletes are from Skyline. Looks like in lane number 2, entered with a no time, Jack Halberslaben's going to swim away from this one. He's competing against himself. He's going to go 25:37. 4, 5, and 6 will finish in lane 6 in second place with a time of 28:68. Up next, we have heat number 2, the men's 50-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Thomas Sundberg. Lane 2, Conrad Flake. Lane 3, J-Dubs Joseph Wardle. Lane 4, Colson Audison. Lane 5, Max Stewart. Lane 6, Galvin Ogborn. Lane 7, Nate Tolley. And in lane 8, Harry Larson. Of note, Joseph Wardle here in lane number 3, Game On Live Studio employee and key to the success of our organization. Shout out Joseph. They are off. These athletes are all from Skyline except for lane 8 from Olympus, Harry Larson. Pretty even there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Thomas, Conrad, Joseph, Colson. It's just going to be who dives into that wall first. In lane number 1 with a time of 26:20 is Thomas Sundberg. Congratulations, Thomas. Second place, 26.33, right down the line there. In lane 4. In third place, 26.39. Up next, in heat number 3 of the men's 50-yard freestyle, we have in lane 1, Isaac Miner. Lane 2, Michael Meekum. Lane 3, Colby Duhadaway. Lane 4, Forrest Annis. Lane 5, Jackson Gilbert. Lane 6, Quinn Snow. Lane 7, Colin De La Garza. And in lane 8, Max Harden. Lanes 1, 2, and 3, 4 from Skyline. Again, lanes 5, 6, 7, and 8, Olympus Titans. And they're in the water here in this heat number 3 of the men's 50-yard freestyle. Even into the wall. It's going to be a big wave. Who's going to get under that wave, fight through it, and get up kicking into the wall? Skyline, lane 1, 2, and 3 being chased down there by lane number 4. That is Jackson Gilbert in lane 5. In lane 1 is the lucky one for the day, 26.58. That's Isaac Miner. Or excuse me, that's Richard Heckman. Nope, that's... Yep, that's Richard Heckman there with the win. Congratulations.
Lane 7, Thomas Hansen. And lane 8, Miles Moran.
Excuse me, on that last heat, it was Isaac Miner with the win in lane 1 from Skyline. Up next here in heat number 4, we've got Richard Heckman. Lane 2, Mike Hackett. Lane 3, Emmanuel Lunas Olivias. Lane 4, Stephen Meekum. Lane 5, Owen Hartman. Lane 6, Abe Campbell. Lane 7, Thomas Hansen. And lane 8, Miles Moran. Out with a half a body length lead there in lane number 5. Owen Hartman's going to swim away with this one. Looks like it's Olympus's turn to go 1, 2, 3 on this heat. Olympus 24.57 with the winning time there for Owen in lane 6. Second place 25.34. Coming up next here in heat number 5 of the men's 50-yard freestyle in lane 1, Jason Jessup. Lane 2, Jared Prince. Lane 3, Caleb Norman. Lane 4, James Boyack. Lane 5, Brandon Barnes. Lane 6, Luke Garstang. Lane 7, Matt Quackenbush. And in lane 8, Will de la Garza. All right, we're underway here in heat number 5. First out in lane number 8 is Will de la Garza. The outside lanes have been the lucky lanes so far today. Last few heats being won. Not maybe all of them, but a lot of them from the outside. It's fun to see. This is going to be a duel down here at the end between lane 7, Matt Quackenbush, and in the middle of the pool, lane 4, James Boyack. Quackenbush with the win with a time of 24:43. In second place, Will de la Garza with a time of 25.35. In third place, time of 24.85. That is James Boyack. Up next, the big boy heat here in heat number 6. In lane 1, Sam Brooks. Lane 2, Alan Moe. Lane 3, Adam Sinclair. Lane 4, Noah Williams. Lane 5, Evan Van Brocklin. Lane 6, Ethan Astle. Lane 7, Wyatt Romney. And in lane 8, Bridger Sink. Here we go. They're off. Powerful start across all lanes of 8. Up first and out of the water in lane number 8, Bridger Sink. Let's see if he can hold on to that lane. It's nothing but arms and legs as they come over the turn. They fight through the wave. In lane number 5, Ethan Van Brocklin with a half a body length lead. It's going to come down to second place. Too close to call. Evan goes first with a time of 21.78. In lane number 4, Noah Williams goes 22.57, and in lane 6, third place with a time of 22.90 is Ethan Astle. We will take a 10-minute break here in the action. Stay tuned here with Game On Live Studio. Now is the time to, while you're on YouTube, go and subscribe to Game On Live Studio. We are currently broadcasting live the Murray and Cottonwood meet as well. If you're excited to see what's happening here in the athletics world, we've got a live women's basketball game happening out in Harriman. We have lots of action happening here at Game On Live Studio. We'd love for you to go and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just search at Game On LS. And if you're a business nerd, hook up on LinkedIn, looking for Game On Live Studio. This is Sean Stringham. We'll be back in 10 minutes here. Don't go anywhere. Now's the time to go get those nachos. I'm telling you, this is better than being here. It's hot and sweaty and stinky, and you get to go get nachos. See you in 10 minutes. All right, we are back here for the second component of the meet here. Up next, event number 9, the women's 100-yard butterfly. Heat 1, lane 1. In lane 2, Allison Sweeney. Lane 3, Rachel Pan. Lane 4, Emily Harvey. Lane 5, Madeline Moran. Lane 6, Alyssa Cotter. Lane 7, Eliza Arviseth. And in lane 8, Kaya Lawson. If you are watching live here, I just posted the meet program on the Game On Live Studio Twitter account. So if you go to @GameOnLS on Twitter, you should be able to pull those up, images of those, so you can kind of get an idea of when your swimmers are swimming. Here in the 100-yard butterfly, there in the middle of the pool, lane 4 and 5, that's Emily Harvey in lane 4 for Skyline, and Madeline Moran, lane 5. Madeline and Emily are going stroke for stroke into this third length of butterfly. Let's not forget about Kaya Lawson here in lane 8. Also, Alyssa Cotter coming up close here in lane number 6. But right now here in the middle, it's going to come down to Madeline and Emily. Emily pulling forward with a half a body length lead. Emily coming in and taking the win there with a time of 1:00:37. Maddie Moran not too far behind there at 1:01.22.
Our next event of the afternoon is event number 10, the men's 100-yard butterfly. In lane 1, Joseph Wardle. Lane 2, Arthur Burris. Lane 3, Dash Springmeyer. Lane 4.
Up next, the men's 100-yard butterfly, event number 10. Lane 1, Joseph Wardle. Lane 2, Harper Brace. Lane 3, Dash Springmeyer. Lane 4, Lucas Keel. Lane 5, Logan Ashton. Lane 6, Alexander Turney. And in lane 7, Fro Martinez. Here they go. Into the turn, it's anyone's race there with Alex, Lucas, and Dash coming forward. Alex comes out of the turn with approximately a half a body length lead in the second 25. At the 50 split, Alex is going to be going 25.36. Hanging on here. Dash and Lucas coming up on him on the turn. It looks like Alex is maybe extending that. A little short stroke there into the turn for Alex. Alex extending that lead with Lucas and Dash coming up right there. It's going to be Alex in first with a time of 54.42. In second place, lane 4, 54.72. That's a great time. And in lane 3, 55.68. That goes Alex, Lucas, and Dash.
Our next event of the afternoon is event number 11, the women's
Alex entering with a no time. Lucas going a best time. Dash just missing a best time by 4/100ths of a second. Up next, we have the women's, event number 11, the women's 100-yard freestyle. In lane 1, I'm a Esheg. Hopefully that's correct, or close to correct. Lane 2, Sophia Christensen. Lane 3, Shira Nikolov. Lane 4, Annika Damstead. Lane 5, Maddie Tolley. Lane 6, Sydney Sundberg. Lane 7, Adele Hurley. And in lane 8, Caitlin Tang. They're into the water for this first of 3 heats of the women's 100-yard freestyle. In the lead here into the first 50th, they're going to have to look 20 yards across the pool at each other. But that is Ima and Caitlin looking across the pool at each other. Literally, they are stroke for stroke, but 20 yards apart. Ima pulling maybe an arm's length ahead, followed by Caitlin. They both come in, and indeed Ima in lane number 1 with a time of 109.28, followed just an arm length behind. In second place with a time of 109.78 is Caitlin Tang. Up next, we have heat number 2 of the women's 100-yard freestyle. We have 3 total. In lane 1, Kaya Merrill. Lane 2, Izzy Wood. Lane 3, Lauren Groh. Lane 4, Addie Call. Lane 5, Tessa Fakato. And lane 7, Naomi Thompson from Olympus. Lane heat 2 in the water. They're in the middle of the pool in lanes 2 and 3 and 5. That is Lauren Groh and Tessa Fakato. They're getting after in lane number 4, pulling ahead. Addie Call deciding to put her stamp on the race at the intermediate turn, goes a 31.24. Coming in strong here, lane number 4 for Skyline, Addie Call. Good job, Addie. Addie with an entry time of 104.82 is going to be close to that. Goes 104.59. That's a best time there in lane number 4. Congratulations, Addie. Senior from Skyline. Up next, heat number 3, lining up for the women's finals, third and final heat of the women's 100-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Lainey Shawn. Lane 2, Katie Baracco. Lane 3, Amanda Lucas. Lane 4, Rachel Dalton. Lane 5, Taylor Etherington. Lane 6, Kira Logue. Lane 7, Annie Jenkins. And in lane 8, Lily Kate Jones.
Lane 5, Lisa Edwards. Lane 6, Paula Logue. Lane 7, Annie Jenkins. And lane 8, Lily Kate Jones.
And they are in the water, the middle of the pool, matching each other. There's an imaginary plexiglass barrier keeping these teams socially distanced, but they're staring down the gun sight at each other. In the middle of the pool there, Rachel Dalton and Taylor Etherington. Rachel coming forward with a half a body length lead going into the first intermediate turn. Lane 4, Rachel Dalton with the lead. 26.93, followed closely with a 27.66. Taylor Etherington pulling up closer. Taylor looking over there, pacing exactly, knowing right where Rachel is here. They're going into the third turn. Taylor Etherington, Rachel Dalton in the middle of the pool. Skyline versus Olympus. It's going to come down to who wants it more. Taylor Etherington putting a little kick in here underneath the flags. It can be anyone's race. Taylor breathing away. It is going to go to Rachel Dalton with a time of 57.29. Followed so closely there in lane number 5 in second place with a time of 57.42. In third place, Amanda Lucas goes 101.8. Great swim there. Congratulations, Rachel Dalton, for hanging on to that one. That's a best time for Taylor. Entry time of 58.61 goes 57.42. That's a solid 1.2 second drop. Great swim there by both of our athletes. That's why we need to compete against each other, is so we can push each other to be our best. Up next, the men's 100-yard freestyle. We have 4 heats of the men's 100-yard freestyle. This first heat is all Skyline all the time. Lane 1, Nate Tolley. Lane 2, Howie Schroeffer. Lane 3, Daniel Meekum. Lane 4, Galvin Ogborn. Lane 5, Jason Jessup. Lane 6, Caleb Randall. And in lane 7, Aiden Zarita. And in lane 8, Jared Prince. These kids are going to go back and watch this meet. I can guarantee it. They'll be able to see these chats. The chats will stay live. Feel free to cheer for your kids, right? That's what we're here for. It's a new world. Virtual cheering is a thing. We have coming in here in lane number 8. It's a good time. He goes 58.52. That's Jared Prince. Entered as a no time, going under a minute here for his first swim of the season for the 100-yard freestyle. Up next, heat number 2 of the men's 100-yard freestyle in lane 1, Stephen Meekum. Lane 2, Isaac Miner. Lane 3, Forrest Annis. Lane 4, Max Stewart. Lane 5, Emmanuel Luna Olivas. In lane 6, Colson Otteson. Lane 7, Colby Duhadaway. And lane 8, Conrad Flank. Heat number 2, all Skyline, all the time. They are off. I think they've been practicing synchronized swimming at Skyline because all of those athletes simultaneously turned. We had 8 feet up in the wall, up in the air at the same time. Into the intermediate 50 here. Lane 2 is going to get the touch first. That's Isaac Miner, who decided to turn this from synchro into a race. Isaac being challenged here in lane number 8. Lane 8's been swimming fast all day today. That's Conrad Flake. Isaac Miner deciding to hang on to this one. He wants bragging rights in practice tomorrow morning. Let's see if he can hang on for it. He does. Goes a time of 57.67. Isaac Miner with the win in that all Skyline heat. Up next, heat number 3 of the men's 100-yard freestyle. Lane 1, Miguel Figueroa. Lane 2, James Boyack. Lane 3, Big Tom Diaz. Lane 4, Alan Moe. Lane 5, Caleb Norman. Lane 6, Sammy Brooks. Lane 7, Max Harden. And then lane 8, Colin De La Garza. Lanes 1 through 6, Skyline. Lane 7 and 8, Olympus. Asking the swimmers to come down off the blocks. We had a Olympus swimmer coming in here hot for his event. Slip and fall. He looks to be okay. Coach Tom is attending. He went down pretty hard. All of us are lifeguards. Hey kids, don't run on deck. It's nice and slick. They got his back. We're giving him a cheer. We're ready to go here. His heart rate's going. He's ready to go. Let's see how lane 8 does for us. He looks okay. He went like he was sliding into second base into that rack. I'm glad he's okay. All right, we're off. Lane number 3. Heat number 3 of the men's 100-yard freestyle. In the middle of the pool, that's Alan Moe from Skyline, Jr. from Skyline, being chased down by Tom Diaz there right next to him. Alan Moe has a body length lead going into the turn. Tom decides to kick it in there, is going to come after him. Let's see if he can put some of that water polo strength, power, and speed into him and get him. He's trying his best, but it looks like Mr. Alan Moe is going to hang on for a first place finish of 53.82. Tommy Diaz goes 54.3 in lane 3, 54.62. Congratulations to all of our swimmers. And in lane number 8, we'll give him a shout out. That's Colin De La Garza. After sliding into second base, comes in at the time of 57.92. Guess what? That's a best time for Colin. Congratulations. Up next, heat number 4 of the men's 100-yard freestyle. This is our big boy heat. In lane 1, Noah Williams. Lane 2, Ethan Skedros. Lane 3, Adam Sinclair. Lane 4, Jake Diaz. Lane 5, Jake Saber. Lane 6, Wyatt Romney. Lane 7, Thomas Hampson. And lane 8, Harry Larson. They're off and through the turn. Up first in lane number 5. That's Jack Saber. Saber coming into the intermediate 50 at a time of 23.44, followed in lane 3. That's Adam Sinclair, followed closely by Tom's brother, Jake Diaz. Jake picking it up there, coming after him, overtaking his teammate. Looks like we still have Jack Saber coming in there, but Skyline's going to battle it out for honor and pride there in lanes 5 and 6 for second and third place. Excuse me, there in lanes 3 and 4. Saber comes in at a time of 49.39. In lane number 3, Adam Sinclair goes 50.35, followed by Jake Diaz in third place, a time of 50.39. And let's bring him in. This is athlete Harry Larson from Olympus coming in here, getting cheered on by his teammates. It's great to see the sportsmanship there. Up next, we have event number 13, the women's 500-yard freestyle. We have 13 heats of the women's oh, just kidding. It's event number 13. My bad. Up next, we have event number 13, the women's 500-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Mia Von Lumen. Lane 2, Susanna Hale. Lane 3, Becca Bridgard. Lane 4, Sage Jonart. Lane 5, Desiree Kitt. Lane 6, Jenica Hobie. In lane 7, Mailia Matsumori. And in lane 8, Campbell Keller. This is 20 lengths of the pool. Buckle your seatbelts. It's going to be a uproar. Off to the quick lead in lane number 8. It's sliding smooth in lane 8 is Campbell Keller. Campbell, first 50, 30.05, followed by lane number 3. That's Becca Bringard, a freshman from Skyline. Pretty even throughout the pool after that. We'll keep you updated as the race progresses. Again, this is 1050s, 20 lengths of the pool for the 500-yard freestyle. Campbell Keller still leading through the first 100, 103.37 for that split. Campbell Keller being chased in lanes number 3 and 4. That's Becca and Sage from Skyline. Olympus in 4th place here that's Mailia Matsumori. Campbell Keller pulling away. Let's call it 3 or 4 body lengths. All right, Campbell Keller there in screen. She is on her 5th 50. She's going to be coming in here in halfway through the race. We'll give you a time as she comes through there. Still followed the 2 athletes from Skyline in 2nd and 3rd place. That's Sage and Becca. They are going stroke for stroke. Campbell Keller, 3:21.97. Just past the 300, has 200 to go. Campbell Keller on the bell lap. One has a 50 yards to go at 5:06.36. Campbell Keller coming in, cruising in here for the victory. Don't take that off. Campbell Keller goes 5:38.93. In 2nd place with a time of 5:49.53. In lane number 4, that's Sage Jonart, Jr. from Skyline. In 3rd place in the time of 5:53.26. Becca Bringard. Here comes our final swimmers in. Our last swimmer in the water here, Mia Von Lumen, freshman from Skyline in lane number 1, finishing up, and we will move on to our men's 50-yard freestyle or 500-yard freestyle.
Our next event of the afternoon is event number 14, the men 500-yard freestyle. In lane 1, we have Edison Yang. Lane 2, Mike Hackett. Lane 3, Thomas Sundberg. Lane 4, Alex Stewart. Lane 5, Evan Van Brocken.
Up next, the men's 500-yard freestyle. Lane 1, Edison Yang. Lane 2, Mikey Hackett. Lane 3, Thomas Sundberg. Lane 4, Alex Stewart. Those are our 4 Skyline athletes. In lane 5, Evan Van Brocklen. Lane 6, Miles Moran. Lane 7, Luke Garstang. And in lane 8, Tim Snow. And they are off. Van Brocklen in lane 5 goes to the first 50, 24.87. Van Brocklen in lane 5. Van Brocklen extending his lead going into his 200. Chased there in lane number 4 by Alex Stewart. Evan Van Brocklen in the middle of the pool, swimming away from this one. Followed by Alex Stewart from Skyline. They are coming into the 400. They'll have 100 to go. Bell lap for Evan coming in here. Evan coming in, cruising here for his last time, for his last 25, going to 4:54.08. Coming in second place with a time of 5:04.38. Alex Stewart in third place in lane 7 with a time of 5:17.66. Luke Garstang lining up next. Still have swimmer in the water in lane 8 here. We've got Tim Snow getting some work done. He's on his last 25. We're getting staged, though, for the women's 200-yard freestyle relay. Timmy coming in. Tim is a great success story. Came into the program a couple years ago, really struggling. He has dedicated and swam hard and played water polo. Really made a great effort and huge improvement. Shout out, great job, Tim Snow. Up next, we have the women's 200-yard freestyle relay. In Skyline, lane 1, Damstead, Trolley, Hale, Sunberg. Lane 2, Skyline, Grow, Merrill, Jonart, Wood. Lane 3, Skyline, Baracco, Call, Fakatu, Sean. Lane 4, Skyline, Lucas, Harvey, Bringard, Dalton. Lane 5, Olympus, Keller, Lawson, Moran, McWilliams. Lane 6, Olympus, Jones, Jenkins, Peterson, Stringham. Lane 7, Olympus, Cotter, Hooten, Etherington, Wozniak. And they are off in the water. Four athletes, each team of 50 each. Nothing but splash and dash here in the middle of the water. Skyline. Lucas dueling against Campbell Keller. Keller just finished that 500. That's a back-to-back that's a little bit difficult, but she's up for the task. Back into the water. Athletes coming up, surfacing. It's going to be tight. Olympus with a half a body length lead in the middle of the pool there in lane number 7. Let's not forget about them. That's Annie Jenkins in the water with a slight little lead there of the middle of the pool. The great lead-off swim in lane 7 by Alyssa Cotter. That's Haylard Hooten in lane 7. Lane 7 in the water, Taylor Etherington. Lane 5 in the water, Madeline Moran. Lane 4 for Skyline, Becca Bringard. Two Olympus swimmers over the top first as they swim home here, this third 50 of this women's 200-yard free relay. Up next, Olympus athletes will have Daria Wozniak and Colleen McWilliams going up against Rachel Dalton. We'll see if Rachel can make up the difference. That's going to be a big task to ask. She's got 2 body lengths to make up on 2 pretty quick swimmers there for Olympus. Colleen McWilliams and Daria Wozniak Looks like Colleen has made up the difference there in the middle of the pool, bringing honor to lane number 5, but not too far behind. Daria Wozniak working to make up the difference. Olympus goes 1-2, lane 5, a time of 1:44.38. In lane number 7, in second place, 1:46.28. And Skyline comes in third place with a time of 1:47.41.
Our next event of the afternoon is event number 16, the men 200-yard freestyle relay. In lane 1, we have Skyline, Conrad Blake, Stephen Meacham, Howie Chauffeur, Mike Hackett. In lane 2, Skyline, Sam Brooks, Colby Tuhadway, Jason Jessup, Jared Prince. Lane 3, Skyline, Tom Diaz, Alan Lowe, Caleb Norman, Alex Stewart. Lane 4, Skyline.
Up next, we have the men's 200-yard freestyle relay.
Adam Sinclair.
In lane 1 from Skyline, Flake, Meekum, Schrofner, Hackett. Lane 2 from Skyline, Brooks, Duhadaway, Jessup, Prince. Lane 3 Skyline, Diaz, Moe, Norman, Stewart. Lane 4 Skyline, Williams, Diaz, Sinclair, Keel. In lane number 5, Olympus, Connor, Saber, Astle, Sink. Lane 6 from Olympus, Turney, Romney, Campbell, Barnes. Lane 7 Olympus, Maniquez, Gilbert, Snow. In lane 8 Olympus, De La Garza, Ashton, Moran, and Hansen. In the middle of the pool, coming into the wall here, Ethan Astle going in for Olympus. Ian and Jack taking care of business. Skyline coming through here, about half a body length behind. In the water for Skyline is Adam Sinclair. They are right on each other's hip. Sinclair surfing that wave of big Ethan Astle. Here comes the fourth swimmer on the relay, Bridger Sink. Bridger Sink swimming away, has about a body length lead going into this last length of the men's 200-yard free relay. Don't give up there on on Lucas Keel. He's making up time, digging as hard as he can to get in there. Coach Joe's going to be proud of that effort in lane number 5 in a time of 1:30.65. That's an intermediate split, excuse me. Great swim there. There we've got the adjusted times there in lane 5 of the time of 1:30.65. Following in lane 4, 1:31.06. And in lane 6, a time of 1:37.81. Our scoreboard cam has fritzed here. We're trying to problem solve on that, so I'll try to read out some of these times for you. Up next, the women's 100-yard backstroke. In lane 1, Ellen Ruiz. Lane 2, Rachel Pan. Lane 3, Lily Thompson. Lane 4, Claire Keller. Lane 5, Marianne Tesh. Lane 6, Elizabeth Etherington. Lane 7, Daria Wozniak. And in lane 8, Lily Kate Jones. Second 50 here coming in the women's 50-yard backstroke in lane number 7, Daria Wozniak with the lead. Battling there in the middle of the pool, lanes 4 and 5, Claire Keller from Skyline and Marianne Tesh from Olympus. Tesh with about a half a body length lead, but on the heels, ankles maybe there of swimmer from Olympus, Daria Wozniak, in this 100-yard backstroke. Wozniak goes 1:04.36. Marianne Tesh goes a time of 1:05.79 in lane number 3. In third place in lane number 4 with a time of 1:06.85 is Claire Keller from Skyline. Coming up, men's 100-yard backstroke. In lane 1, Richard Heckman. Lane 2, Harper Brace. Lane 3, Jack Halbersleben. Lane 4, Ethan Skedros. Lane 5, Ian Connor. Lane 6, Owen Hartman. Lane 7, Brandon Barnes. And in lane 8, Will de la Garza. And the backstroke is off. In the middle of the pool, Ian Connor, Ethan Skedros, Olympus, Skyline. In third place coming up, Owen Hartman wants to be a part of the party. Don't forget, lane number 8. It's been the fast lane today. Will de la Garza. Didn't see him as I made that commentary. He was behind a wall of swimmers cheering him on. But he has had a lead going in. But now we've got even Will de la Garza and Ian Connor digging on each other. In third place, Ethan Skedros from Skyline. In lane 1 with a dive. In 5, in first place, Ian Connor goes 56.66. That's a 2-second drop from his best time. Will de la Garza goes 56.74, subjugated to lane 8 with a no time, but he makes the best of it. Up next, our last individual event of the afternoon. In heat number 19, the women's 100-yard breaststroke. In lane 1, Grace Christensen. Lane 2, Abby Tang. Lane 3, Angie Fragoso. Lane 4, Lucy Johnson. Lane 5, Madeline Moran. Lane 6, Kenna McDonald. Lane 7, Megan Stringham. And in lane 8, Ellie Robinson. And they're in the water. Madeline Moran. First to the wall, but a quick turn there by Lucy Johnson brings her even. These two athletes, strong and long, moving forward on this second 25 of the women's 100-yard breaststroke. Maddie Moran on the intermediate turn goes a 32.64, 32.76 for Lucy there in the middle. Skyline holding the second and third position in the race. Points are important here at this late. It's been a close, I don't know what the current score is, but it's been close throughout the event. It's going to be a great result and tally for either one of these two strong aquatics programs. Madeline Moran coming in under the flag. She's going to hold on for the win in this 100-yard breaststroke. Goes 109.18. Lucy Johnson, a 110.05, followed in third place in lane 3 with a time of 111.83. That's Angie Fragoso. Our two swimmers coming in here, Megan Stringham and Ellie Robinson from Olympus. Thanks to Megan, you have a scoreboard. She was not very happy with me when I said, hey, I need your camera for the scoreboard. She said, how am I going to know what my events are? I said, you're going to look at the stream. Oh, wait, I have your phone. So shout out Megan Stringham for letting me use her phone to film the scoreboard here this afternoon. Up next, the men's 200, event number 20, the men's 100-yard breaststroke. In lane 1, Dash Springmeyer. Lane 2, Nikki Skames. Lane 3, Jacob Bishop. Lane 4, Michael Meekum. Lane 5, Bridger Sink. Lane 6, Abe Campbell. Lane 7, Alex Turney. Lane 8, Fio Marquinez. This is quite the lineup in the 100-yard breaststroke. It's going to be fun to see who is going to assert breaststroke dominance here as they come through. Bridger and Alex both on the podium last year at the 5A state championship, both gunning for that same spot. Bridger and Alex and Bridger, they are just exchanging strokes. It's all going to come down to timing. Alex looks like he's going to be first into the wall. He is with a time of 28.44, 0.2 of a second behind Bridger Sink with a time of 28.64. We've got a batch of Skyline swimmers there next in positions 3 through 6. But this is going to come down to Alex and Bridger. Alex off the wall first into his final 25 of the 100-yard breaststroke. Bridger Sink saying, I'm coming for you, buddy. Alex and Bridger and Alex. A little peek there by Alex, but I think he's going to hang on. Let's see who gets first in lane 7. First place, Alex with a time of 1:00.55. In lane 5, in second place with a time of 1:00.77 is Bridger Sink. Skyline athlete way over there in lane number 1 comes in third place with a time of 1:05.13. That's Dash Springmeyer. Congratulations. Up next, the final event of the afternoon, the women's 400-yard freestyle relay. In lane 1, Skyline, Jonart, Ekska, Nikopal, Hale. Lane 2, Skyline, Groh, Christensen, Von Lumen, Tang. Lane 3, Skyline, Call, Pan, Merrill, Wood. Lane 4, Skyline, Bingard, Sweeney, Baracco, Sean. Lane 5, Olympus, McWilliams, Lawson, Hooten, Keller. Lane 6, Olympus, Tesh, Arbiseth, Matsumori, Cotter. Lane 7, Olympus, Etherington, Kit, Iverson, Logue. Lane 8, Olympus, Hobby, McDonald, Darling, and Jenkins. And they are off. Each swimmer is swimming 4 lengths of the pool, 100 yards. The 4x100 women's 400 free relay. Off to a quick start in the middle of the pool. That's Colleen McWilliams. As everyone's turning, McWilliams has put a pool length lead into the field, followed there by in lane number 5 by Skyline. That's Becca Bringard. In the water now for Olympus, Kaya Lawson. looking to contribute to success here. We have in the water in the middle of the pool Allison Sweeney, Rachel Pan, Sophia Christensen, and Ima for Skyline. In the water currently for Olympus, we have Kaya, as mentioned, Eliza Arbiseth, Desiree Kitt, and Kenna McDonald. Kaya keeping on here, making the transition to our third swimmer in the 4x100 yard freestyle relay. We've got Taylor Hooten coming. Taylor in the water. Taylor is going to have a wall to flags lead as Skyline comes in. Now in the water, Katie Baracco putting her stamp on the race. In the water for Olympus, across the down the line, Taylor Hooten, Maria Matsumori, Cara Iverson, Madeline Darling. In the water for Skyline, Katie Baracco, Kaya Merrill, Mia Von Lumen, and Shira Nikolov. Campbell Keller, ready and set. We can keep it fair, and Olympus should swim away from this. Baracco in the middle, coming in here right underneath the flags now, right about, let's call it now, for Skyline. Last swimmer in the water here for Skyline, Lainey Shawn in the middle of the pool, lane 5. Malia Matsumori finishes, and in the water next, Alyssa Cotter in lane 6 in the water. Coming up, our fourth and final swimmer across the event here. As mentioned, in lane 7, we'll have Kira Logue. In lane 8, Annie Jenkins. In lane 4, Lainey Shawn. Izzy Wood in lane 3 for Skyline, Caitlin Tang, and Susanna Hale. Here comes Campbell Keller. She cruises in for a first place victory for the Olympus Titans, 348.93. Athletes coming in. Great swim across the board for all of our athletes. Up next, our final event of the afternoon and evening. Event number 22, the men's 400-yard freestyle relay. In lane 1, Skyline, Figueroa, Meekum, Ogborn, Wardle. Lane 2, Skyline, Sunberg, Stewart, Duhadaway, Brace. Lane 3, Skyline, Stewart, Norman, Moe, Diaz. Lane 4, Skyline, Keel, Sinclair, Skedros, Diaz. Lane 5, Olympus, Van Brocklin, De La Garza, Garstang, Astle. Lane 6, Olympus, Quackenbush, Hansen, Gilbert, Hartman. Lane 7 from Olympus, Moran, De La Garza, Snow, and Ashton. Lane 8 will be vacant. This is our final event of the evening.
Lane 6, Olympus, Nat Quackenbush, Thomas Hansen, Jackson Gilbert, Owen Hartman. Lane 7, Miles Moran, Colin De La Garza, Quinn Snow, and Logan Ashton. Madam Referee.
Here we go. Astle. Van Brocklin. Keel dueling in the middle. In third, coming in, that's Quackenbush. Olympus trying to get up there on this Skyline team. Skyline wants to stay in the race. Evan Van Brocklen coming through here. Keel right on the toes of Van Brocklen. Quackenbush, let's call it 18 inches behind. Upcoming next here in the middle of the pool, we've got Will de la Garza being chased down by Adam Sinclair. Sinclair might get him there. Will de la Garza will hang on. Let's not forget about Thomas Hansen in lane number 6. He's going to try to keep as close as he can there for his teammates. Sinclair closing the gap on De La Garza. De La Garza, Sinclair. Sinclair bobbing up and down. De La Garza trying to cruise, plow right through that water. They are even. We'll see if Sinclair's energy expenditure in that first 50, if he can hang on here. He does. Gives Skyline a half a body length lead going into the second athlete, our third transition athlete coming up right now. We've got Ethan Skedros in the water and Luke Garstang for Olympus. Garstang comes up, spots, sees where Skedros is, content to just hang on his hips, surf the wave right next to that lane line. In third place, the Olympus team in lane 6, and fourth place, the Skyline team in lane 3. Skyline taking a half a body length lead here in this 400-yard freestyle relay. We've got Ethan Skedros and Luke Garstang in the waters. Garstang making a little bit of an effort to get back up in there. Moves over to the lane line to surf that wave. Skedros maybe feeling a little bit of the tax coming up there, but they're keeping even one on each other. We've got Jake Diaz coming in and Ethan Assel. This will be a great race. They are in the water. Coming down to at Diaz, Assel, Assel, Diaz in the middle of the water. Assel has Diaz by a solid 6 to 8 inches. We'll see if the fire plug and hard worker Jake Diaz can keep it away. Ethan Assel brings it to a half a body length lane as they come through the flags. It's going to come down to turns and grit here. Ethan Assel has made up some of that. He's got him in his sight. Jake Diaz breathing away from Astle as they come through the turn. He's going to be surprised to see that he's right there. This time Astle breathing away from Diaz. Diaz and Astle. It might come down to the length of your arms because their heads are the same right next to each other. Ethan Astle comes in and grabs the finish at a time of 3:24.20. Jake Diaz in second place with a time of 3:24.68. Great race there between Olympus and Skyline. You love to see high-level competition between these two clubs. A great swim. Athletes swimming through here. In third place with a time of 3:46.56. Olympus picks up the third place points for the relay. In fourth place, Skyline with a time of 3:47.09. Great race there, great team spirit. Shout out to our Olympus cheer here this afternoon for coming in to do our timing for us. It's always great to have those sharp-looking young women in their uniforms come and do the timing. Hopefully, parents, you enjoyed the live stream. We're looking that we had approximately, I think our highest, about 140 watching the stream. We appreciate you supporting Game On Live Studio. I would encourage you to go and subscribe to Game On Live Studio on YouTube. Don't forget Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search Game On Live Studio. We'll have some features coming up. We are going to have some really fun stuff. So I would, if you can, subscribe, follow, like, and share with your friends. We'll put together a little hype roll of this for Olympus and Skyline. I think that'll be great to help support our dual community shared here by 39 South. This is Sean Stringham with Game On Live Studio. Excited to host this challenge and rivalry meet between the Olympus Titans and the Skyline Eagles. This This is Sean Stringham signing off for now. Peace. Tell him to get a quick